Here is my review of Hillbilly Elegy, streaming exclusively on Netflix. This film was directed by Ron Howard and stars Amy Adams. We've got Glenn Close and Gabriel Brasso. Let's find out if this movie is worth your time or not. All right, so I'm going to start off by saying I did not know that this movie was based on a true story until I get to the end of the movie, and then they start showing, well, they first talk about what happens to the characters after the film ends and where they are today. They show clips and pictures of this individual's life. It's about the boy played by Gabriel Brasso, and it's a true story. And I'm going to tell you right now, this film is in my top 3 films for the year now. The other 2 films that are in my top 3, Fatman is my favorite film of the year. You can see a review for that. I'll leave a link in the description. And then the other film was a film I just reviewed the other day called Sound of Metal, streaming exclusively on Amazon Prime. But this film is right up there with those movies. This film is engrossing from beginning to end. And it stars Brasso. He is going to law school. He grew up like in Arkansas or somewhere in that Bible Belt area. And he's trying to basically change his life and get to a position that people that live in those places don't normally get to. And he's left home to go to law school. He's having trouble paying for the next year, and he's trying to get an internship with one of the firms. One of the last firms he's trying to get an internship with, he's there at the beginning of the movie at a social gathering, and he's kind of calling back and forth with his girlfriend, who kind of lives in this world a little more than he does, trying to get tips because he's uncomfortable because of all the different silverware that's there. He doesn't know what to do. You can tell he's a fish out of water, and she's very happy to help him. While he's there, he actually gets a meeting with these individuals at the table. He sits with them, and they're eating, and he gets a call from his sister saying that his mom has overdosed on heroin. So he's upset. He's got to go back to the table to finish out the meal before he heads home, and someone there asks him about his past, and he gives a little bit about where he's from and everything, and somebody made a redneck joke, which really upset him, and he basically gave it back to him and let him know that's not how we talk about people who grew up there, and he gets up and leaves and thinks he's lost his opportunity with that particular firm. So basically, the rest of the movie is him going home and dealing with his mom's overdose and trying to get her help, and throughout that time, he has flashbacks about his past, growing up as a little kid up until the current time frame. What's awesome about this movie is you never get confused because it doesn't just take place in the present and one time in the past. It's from here to here to here to here to here to here. It's all over the place, but you never get confused because of the incredible makeup job that they do in this movie. Whoever did the makeup and designed how this was going to play out deserves an Oscar. There is no question about that. You've got Amy Adams, who plays his mom. Well, first of all, Brasso, when they show him as a kid, the kid who played him, dead ringer for him. Like, you would think that these were the exact same people, just him older. Ron Howard did an incredible job with the casting. And you got Amy Adams, and they've got to do different types of makeup on her to show her through different times of his life as well, because I think this movie looks like it spans 10 to 15 year period. And my gosh, man, it's incredible. And Glenn Close, unrecognizable. If you didn't know it was her, you would never guess that it was her. And they all do an incredible job in their roles. There's real emotion to be had in this movie. The end actually got me to tear up a little bit. So, phenomenal film from beginning to end. There aren't many movies this year where I can say that was incredible. I've only got 4 films that I really, really enjoyed this year. The only other one I haven't mentioned is a movie called Tenet. Tenet actually gets released on Blu-ray, DVD, and digitally, I think coming up here just on Tuesday, as a matter of fact. So, other than that, it's just these 3 films that I've seen, and all these 3 films I've seen within the last month, which is crazy. We've got the best films coming out at the end of this year. So my final verdict on Hillbilly Elegy is a solid 5 stars. I give it a 10 out of 10. There hasn't been much to call home about. The only 2 films I've given a perfect 5 stars to would be Fatman and this film. These are films I would definitely watch again. So Ron Howard did an incredible job. Totally worth your time to watch. There's no sex, there's no nudity, there's some violence, and there is definitely a lot of language, so be aware of that going in. If you like the video, please hit the like button. It helps me out tremendously with the algorithm. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell. You will be notified when I have new reviews go up.